What is up, everybody? It's JT Sports Match, you guys, with another video. This video, I'm here with my Denver Broncos 2020 NFL training camp news and updates. Going to be giving you guys everything that went on during the Denver Broncos August 19th training camp session. And before I get into it, make sure that you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Upload NFL videos and NFL content daily. Also, make sure that you hit that bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a new video. I'm going to be giving you guys all of the news and all of the updates that's going around NFL training camp as we inch closer to the start of the upcoming NFL season. So when it comes to Denver Broncos and their August 19th training camp session, we got to talk about the guys who didn't practice. So the guys who didn't practice was tight end Noah Fant, who has some kind of sickness. It's nothing major. It's not corona or it's not COVID-19, anything like that. He just had like your casual flu or something like that, or your casual cold, so he should be able to return according to Vic Fangio. Nothing serious there. You also got tight end Nick Van Nett, who was in concussion protocol, so he didn't practice. You also got another tight end, Austin Fort, who's injured. Then cornerback Devontae Harris had a knee contusion, and Bradley Chubb didn't practice as well due to nothing really significant, anything like that. The Denver Broncos were just giving him a day off the rest. So the first thing that I noticed from Vic Fangio's press conference was he talked about how he wanted to practice in the stadium. So he plans on having the practice in the stadium August 29th, which I believe is on a Saturday. Then another thing that Vic Fangio talked about was the battle for who's going to be cornerback number 3 on the Denver Broncos defense. Now, right now, it is a three-way battle between Isaac Yiadom, Devontae Harris, and Devontae Bosby. Now, none of those guys have really been able to pull away for that cornerback number 3 spot. Right now is wide open. Vic Fangio said that they're looking for a guy who ends up, taking that next step up and taking hold of that position. So right now it's still up for grabs. Anybody can get that starting cornerback number 3 spot for the Denver Broncos. Nobody has really separated themselves as of right now. Now, Drew Lock was really impressive and the Wednesday practice. I mean, he threw 2 deep touchdown passes to Courtland Sutton. So he was throwing dots. And I mean, this is what I want to see out of Drew Lock and Courtland Sutton, because Courtland Sutton is the best wide receiver on the Denver Broncos roster. So I want to see the connection that they have. I want to see that chemistry getting built, because last year, at the end of the 2019 season, Courtland Sutton and Drew Lock, they couldn't really get on the same page, because a lot of the routes that Drew Lock and Courtland Sutton were trying to connect on were more of timing routes, like, the back shoulder fade route and things like that. The back shoulder fade and those kinds of routes are routes that, you just can't have a rookie quarterback who's starting in his first few games in the NFL just come in and throw. Those are routes that have to be developed through time, chemistry, and practice. So it's good to see that Courtland Sutton and Drew Lock are on the same page so far throughout training camp. And Drew Lock so far has been getting a lot of high praise. Going back from when the Denver Broncos first started training camp and full padded practices, Drew Lock has been getting a lot of high praise. And I mean, that's not a surprise to me, because with offensive coordinator Pat Shermer, that I already made a video about the impact that Pat Shermer could have on this Denver Broncos offense, I feel like Pat Shermer is the guy who's going to be able to get the most out of Drew Lock. And I mean, I'm not really surprised that Drew Lock has fared pretty well throughout training camp for the Broncos so far. Now, Lloyd Cushenberry, the rookie out of LSU, got first-team reps at center in Wednesday's practice for the Denver Broncos, so that's also something to keep up with. Vic Fangio had a lot to say about inside linebacker Justin Strutt, who, according to, Vic Fangio in the press conference, he gave him a pretty good amount of praise, but he still said that he has a long way to go, but he is solid so far. And Vic Fangio also addressed the inside linebacker position as a whole. He said that the inside linebacker group is the group that suffers the most from the lack of all-season practice time and prep. So I'm taking that inside linebacker is a big weakness that the Denver Broncos have on the defense side of the football, and Vic Fangio is a little bit concerned about it. So with the practice time that the Denver Broncos have, he only said that they have like 13 or 14 practices left until they have to get ready to face the Tennessee Titans come week 1 of the upcoming NFL season. So that's position to keep your eyes on, is that inside linebacker group. Now, lastly, he said that Denver Broncos are not likely to have a full practice dedicated towards having a full scrimmage. He basically said that, they have scrimmages in between practices and things like that, or during practices, like they kind of switch it up, but they're not going to have like a dedicated practice 2 hours dedicated towards just a full ongoing scrimmage. Like, they have scrimmages like throughout practices and things like that, but it's nothing really long term and things like that, because he's more focused on the individual development, getting the most out of the players in the positions that are having the individual drills, 7-on-7, 11v11, and things like that. So he's not really worried about a full scrimmage. And I mean, to be honest, that makes a lot of sense, because when you only have like a few weeks until the start of the NFL season, full practice scrimmage doesn't really, help you prepare. Like, it's all about preparation. It's not really about, seeing who's going to make the roster and things like that. It's about seeing who's going to make the roster, who's not going to make the roster, and also making sure that your team is ready to play come week 1 against Tennessee. So I do agree with Vic Fangio there about his reasoning not to have a full practice dedicated towards the scrimmage. Although, as fans and as NFL fans, we would like to see a full scrimmage so we can see, who are the studs, who breaks out from that scrimmage and things like that. So this is it for my Denver Broncos 2020 NFL training camp news and update from the Denver Broncos August 19th training camp session. Let me know if I missed anything down in the comment section down below. If you guys have some more intel or some more information from the August 19th training camp practice for the Denver Broncos, because when I do these videos, as I'm recording this, new news and new updates being released as I record these videos. So by the time I get done recording this, it may be some more information about what happened during this Denver Broncos practice session. So make sure that you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and more NFL news and training camp updates. And thanks for watching.